Well, it's 2024, and I'm here to rip off a band-aid that's gonna hurt. So, I want everyone to know before they listen to this one, be in a safe place. You could very likely get triggered, but it's important that this message gets out so that your year can be the most incredible year ever. I have pondered how to explain this for probably 9 months, watching people continue to put their money in places and listen to individuals who claim to have forms of inside information without being able to back it up. So, you may just want to skip this for now and go listen to my beautiful first 2024 message about getting over the death scam. And I'm going to keep going because too much is already happening that can lead you astray and off the highest and best timeline. So, the question is that guru, that truther, that intel expert, an honest, beautiful, loving, open human being who is really here to help humanity? Or are they just a narcissist? Even worse, a sociopath, psychopath, MK Ultra being, or snake, reptilian of the dark side. So first, I want to explain. I had done a couple videos on dealing with depression and explaining psychological disorders and letting people know that even narcissism, we all have little parts of all of these disorders. And I joked because when I taught in psychology, I loved the new college students who came in, and once we got into the deep materials, they literally thought that they had every psychological illness or disorder, and it happens with med students. It's just kind of fun to see them go in and explore and dive in and figure out who they are. But not everybody has had the opportunity to do this with some supportive individuals, and they've had to do a lot of research on their own. And because they are so alone, what happens is they end up kind of attaching to a group or a figure and then letting that group or figure run with everything. And then they give up the control. And, I've said from the very beginning, again, message over messenger. You listen to what resonates. Sometimes you listen to things from those people just to go and do your own research and then solidify what you really think, so that when you pick your timeline, you're picking the timeline that you're most interested in exploring. And you may very well want to explore the darkest of the dark. And that is totally up to you. But for those individuals who are working to unravel the lies, you will need to give yourself some hard knocks and see who really speaks the truth. And then after you move into understanding what the truth and the light is, you will need to go through the final transformation, in a sense, the resurrection of balance, pure 0-point balance. Not going with the good, not going with the evil, being able to influence it all and creating, coming above and beyond it all. As I say, stepping out of the third dimension, stepping even beyond the fifth dimension, out of the 12th dimension, way beyond the 14th dimension, into the higher level, so that you are living source and having the miracles manifested that you're setting up to manifest. But how do you do that? Well, again, one of the very first ways is to really, after you've done your work and you've looked at yourself, is to really begin to explore those who you are listening to and who you're involved with. So, in those, there are two depression videos that I did early. I'm going to say May. I'll have to go check it out. And also in one of them, they point you to a depression inventory scale that you can take, but that's more than just a depression inventory scale. It also gives you a feel for what you lean towards. So even like the incredible Jungian tests that tell you whether you're intuitive or thinking, judging, feeling, and each of the personality tests that have been developed have some validity to them because they help you understand how you function as an individual. And the ascension process is all about getting to know who you are and then being able eventually to make the conscious choices to manifest what you believe in. So, in those videos, I do explain the fact that we all have a little bit of narcissism, or we have a little bit of victim mentality that we need to resolve, or we have a little bit of savior complex, or we have a little bit of OCD, or we have a little bit of addiction, or we have a little bit of what it may be, and that's all okay. All right? I will tell you, there has to be a certain amount of narcissistic behavior to even have the energy, the boldness, the strength to be a leader, or to do YouTube, or to do some of these things. If you wiped all that out, okay, the individual wouldn't have the ability to even bravely stand before others and often write a book or help somebody else write a book or make a movie or do any of these things. That is healthy narcissism. That is balanced. And I'm also going to preface it with there are incredible light workers out there. And what I'm going to talk about does not necessarily have to do with accepting money for a service. Okay? This is way deeper and way sicker. So let me just again explain. People who are doing subscription-based work, many of them, their heart is totally in the right place. Many have written incredible books, and their heart is in the right place. Many are giving out incredible messages. But what is the common bond of those beautiful souls? Is that they will tell you 100% of the time, no matter what, go within. Listen to your heart. They will never put themselves on a pedestal above someone else because they don't need to. They've resolved their issues. They have no inverted Jesus complex. I'm not here to save you. I'm here to help point you in different directions so that you save yourself. Again, another great video that I did. Which just sounded totally narcissistic because I'm trying to do the marketing connection. So, all right, you got to laugh at yourself. So the point being, when you are moving from a narcissist, there is a piece of you when you are showing signs that you are becoming a full-blown narcissist, moving into even deeper pathologies, is that you start needing to have the attention. You are manipulating things. You are pretending that you have more than other people have. You are swapping out information to make yourself look good or make it look like you were the first person who ever did it. When the truth is, there's nothing new under the sun, because if we're in this dimension, everything has been played out. Every way, every dynamic possible, and you're here to learn. But when your narcissism has gone to the extreme that you are a sociopath, what is happening is You are actually playing and looshing, meaning feeding, getting energy out of other people hearing what you have to say and commenting and choosing. A true teacher will not ask you to choose, they will ask you to explore, to think, to learn, to grow. So, if the person that you are listening to is literally setting all these appointments at times because they have all this information, but all of a sudden, no, they can't get to the information, they can't do the time, they can't follow through because, they have something that you don't, and their life is so important. And as a matter of fact, you're paying monthly, and the subscribers are growing, and people are falling for it. So now you're going to go even beyond a sociopath. A sociopath still has morals. They still have a little bit of empathy. They still are thinking about other people, and they might even partially believe their own lie. But the reason they can't always show up and do what they say they're going to do at those times is because they are being eaten away at the other side, because they know part of what they're doing is just wrong. Then you're moving into the psychopath. The psychopath is the one who has lost all empathy. They just don't care any longer. People who have seen individuals go from sociopath to psychopath have tried and tried their best to help that sociopath learn that what they're doing is hurting others. And they've even gone out to them and said, I will love you unconditionally. I will help you see what is going on. Please understand that this is going to hurt you in the end. Do you understand what you're doing is destroying all these people? And that person is already too far gone. They have lost their empathy. Okay? But they're still holding on, not only to the original lies that they created, but now they're creating new ones. And the new lies get even better, and they're more amazing. And they're more amazing, and they go on, and they go on, and they go on. In the meantime, those individuals potentially are making millions of dollars. So now what are they going to do? They're going to move into the savior complex. They are going to move into the Oprah, the Ellen, and hopefully I don't get taken down for this. Why do you think those individuals gave out information on a daily basis to get groups to love them so that they could gift them every, quote, Christmas? Did you ever think about who you were listening to? Did you ever go back and do the research on where and what happened to O and where that money was going? Ask the children in Africa. Ask the girls specifically. The same with the E person. None of them are with us any longer. And this is not about tipping you in one direction to make you stay there. This is explaining to you that as people pretend to be saviors, and there are a bunch, I hate to tell you, truthers, who are now just, you've come to me, I'm going to gift you this, and I'm going to create that gift, and I'm going to pile the money back to you, or only I can hold this. Because if I hold this, because I'm hearing from a higher power, then I will be able to relinquish it back to you because I kept it safe. No. That's somebody taking your power away from you and you not making the decisions. A term that I created some time ago was called an inverted Jesus complex. All right? Now, I want those people who are super deeply religious. Please understand what I'm going to say. I am saying from the depths of my heart. And I know that this may hurt. And I know that you can just call me names, or you can say that I live with Satan. But the truth is that in this universe, we are living in a third dimension, okay? In the matrix, you are living an inverted life. Everything that you think or thought was true most likely is a lie. And everything that you thought was a friggin' lie may actually be the truth. Often those lies are so bizarre and crazy, you couldn't even possibly let your mind go to the fact that they are true. Our religion was so distorted and so played with, all of them, that the actual Jesus that many believe they are worshiping and praying to and following in church was created to make people fall in to worship the reverse. And many of the leading religious leaders were doing things behind the scenes as they graciously, gladly took money, pretended to help here and there, which they did, financially maybe, and all while worshiping dark. This is the reason why in higher dimensions there is no religion, because nobody would ever tell you to pray to a certain God. Jesus did exist and walk this earth. Let's call him Yeshua ben Joseph. But that story has been so disturbingly changed. I've often hinted at the 3 Jesuses. And I'm not going to go into that one right now. Even stories of how or who was crucified have been perverted. The true Yeshua would never ask you to worship him. He did teach this you can do and more. And he learned many different religions and walked with many and would not judge. So there are little pieces of truth, little droppings of truth. But then there are all these lies thrown in. Be very careful. People who have a savior complex have risen in our communities that were here to help expose the truths. And they have moved into loving this energy so much, they have become the new celebrities. And these celebrities are going down that same road, because once you lose control of your ego and let it go free, you open yourself up to many things. And those things will walk you down a path of no return. So I have said, please be careful. where you put your financial support, where you put your heart. When I read the comments of the sociopaths and how they are adored by the regular, beautiful human soul who has walked into their lives so much that they can't wait to get an autograph, or they can't wait to rent homes and go to their parties and be part, you know there is something wrong there. Now, this is very different than individuals who are very methodically and carefully giving information, truthful information out at the right time. Because there are beautiful humanitarians out there, and they have done the work. They have done the soul searching. They've probably listened to half of these people who are still taking advantage of others, and they have risen up to the point that they can actually at least even hear that perhaps there is an inverted Jesus complex going on in the third dimension, and they're raising way above it. They're leaving it all behind. They're offering so much. Go find those individuals. Their hearts, you can tell when you listen to them or you look at their material, you know that they are telling the truth. And if you get agitated by something that they say, go look deeper, because it's either triggering something within you that needs to open up even more, or it means that you're not listening to yourself on something. Every single individual here that is a real individual who has a soul, has a heart they can open up. And when you are listening to your heart and not your mind, you are absolutely going in the right direction. You will not be controlled. You will not fall into scams. You will not believe some of the other things that are going on. Our society has MK altered people. This is mind control. This has happened. Let me give you an example. Somebody who's talking, and all of a sudden their eyes are drooping or going down, and they look like they're falling asleep, but they're still talking. They left the building. Watch who you listen to. Even when we go back to the old stories of galactics, not one of us that I know of yet has the full story. Okay? More and more is coming out about the negative alien agenda. Actually, it has been for 40, 50 years. More and more is coming out about our transition during ascension. More and more is happening to make the old universe collapse. Now, on the positive stuff, if you are with me this far and can handle even hearing the term reptilian, and there are beautiful reptilians out there, sometimes, may I say, you need a snake to bring down a snake, because no one else could possibly think the way that they think. Why do you think a serious narcissist, a sociopath, a psychopath will not go to therapy, or will not ever join, or will not ever look at themselves? It's because they cannot look that deeply, and they were so broken from the beginning. Or they literally just simply chose to live this life as a catalyst for others to learn from. So they have to do the absolute worst things they possibly can because you signed up beforehand to be part of that narcissist's life. Which is why I always say to you, you have to go within to see who these individuals around you are that you're surrounding yourself with, so that you know what their agenda is. And if the agenda is literally to eventually get the world in higher dimensions, to make, let's say, Earth galactic, doesn't it mean that those people who know how the dark side operated are great individuals to handle that? Because those who have never dealt with it will have no ability to be able to bring it down or to bring change without knowing how to do the negotiations. I could not possibly negotiate at this moment in Chinese. I don't speak Chinese. Now, the art of war is a different thing. But this is why, as we move into higher dimensions, we let go of the inversions and find out that we truly are the ones that we're waiting for. We are source in physical being. Some have been to the highest dimensions. Some are new earth beings, and it's their first incarnation here. And now we have the beautiful added part that children are coming in with their memories and they have no karmic debt. We have made so much incredible progress that I don't want you to take this video as a trigger that all is lost. I want you to take more of your time back, make your own decisions, stop letting your money go everywhere because you just think something's going to happen and one of these people are eventually going to get it right. Well, eventually one of these people are going to get it right. So I don't know if that floats your boat. Don't fall for the gifting. Don't fall for the O or the E. These are all masquerades to lead you down the wrong way. Look at what's happening in football when you put a big celebrity female and a male, supposedly, in the spotlight. What does it mean? They're in the spotlight because there weren't enough sales. There's not enough loosh. There's not enough disturbance. Because when one faction is losing, they will do everything they possibly can to put their claws in to hold on. If that is any part of what is going to go on in 2024, let it go. Please go back and listen to the video I made earlier today. Because it gives you the positive side of creating your own timeline, empowering yourself, saving yourself, forgiving. There are over 100 videos, maybe about 100 videos. I have not charged for any of them. And again, I could charge. There are beautiful people who are charging for incredible services. Their monthly fees are so unbelievable. They're giving out incredible information, and their hearts are pure, purest of pure. And even some of those who look like narcissists, they are just unbelievably creative beings, having a blast. But are you out there having that blast? Or are you paying them to live vicariously through them? So I ask of you, can we please, as a collective, drop the inverted Jesus complex? Can you rethink religion? Does energy go to source for healing and come back? Yes. That is a vibration. That is not somebody preying, P-R-E-Y, on someone else's energy to get a fake miracle to stand in front of audiences to make money. I hope from the bottom of my heart that you understand the difference. I hope that this isn't taken down. I hope you know that all I want for you is to go within, to learn and to grow, to understand why you are here, what your mission is, and then be free. Be free to find joy. Be free to do what you love. Be free to create something you've never created before. And be free not to fall for mainstream media, the lies, politics, all the things that are coming up. Okay? We rose above that in 2022, but people didn't get the memo. They're still playing the game. Go back and listen to my videos. I know I have hurt some people by this. It was time to be said. If you are gracious enough to hit like or subscribe or even a comment that you could actually resonate with this and you understood what I was saying, that would be greatly appreciated. Have a beautiful day. Love you.